It is the last day of October, aka Halloween. We're also trying to leave in the next 30 minutes to make it to Mama's house because she's having a Halloween party. Anyway, since it's the last day of October, I just want to talk to you guys about like my social media detox, even though like it wasn't a complete detox. It was more of just an experiment for myself. To give myself permission to not feel like I have to post on my Instagram every single day to keep up with the algorithm, the formula, the system in place for this digital social construct that exists now. Yesterday and all of this week, like I've been, if you want to call it cheating, I've been cheating on my experiment where I haven't been totally away from my Instagram page. I will log in if I see that I have a message or something. I don't regret the way that I did this, because then at the end of the day, I realized that like this is my space. This is what I'm able to do. Nobody is in control of this page but me. So why do I feel like I have to post every single day? Why do I have to feel like I have to have like the best photos, like continuously play this game with myself when nobody else is really expecting this from me? People are kind of like hopeful that they'll see me on this space, but no one's like demanding things from me. Everything that I put out is because I want to, and it's because that's what I want to share, not because I have to. Like no one's forcing me to do any of these things. I'm in competition with myself to be better, to have a more acceptable presence on this space. I don't even know how to explain this, but it feels like an unhealthy competition to keep up with the Joneses on Instagram. And any time in life, anywhere, any place, any relationship, if you feel like you have to keep up with them to be accepted or to be cool or whatever, like that's lame. I learned this month that I would like to have a more authentic and organic relationship with my Instagram page, where I post things because there's actually things happening in my life. I post things because I've actually did the work to learn something and to understand something about myself, but not just because like I need to post and I have some ramblings to put out into the world. Like there are different mediums for me to express myself, not just on an Instagram post or something. So that's what I learned. And I really want to talk about this whole, like my findings on my Instagram stories, because I want to share like what I learned to help promote a more healthy relationship with social media. Honestly, I feel like this should be taught in schools. I feel like there should be like a social media like health and etiquette class in like PE or something, like how there's like sex ed. I think there should be something like that where we teach kids in school how to go about operating in this world, this digital world that we live in, because it's possible. I mean, like we can't just say like get rid of it all, like it's the devil's juice. I don't know. We can't stop the inevitable. We can't stop technological progress. Like it's gonna happen. And so we have to adapt. We have to learn. We have to become better at taking control over our time, which is really what it is. Like we give our time to these spaces, the screen. That's really what it is. Our lives revolve around the screen now. And human beings are not made to be that way. We are social creatures who need like physical touch, who need face-to-face communication. this is great. I can talk to myself, I can talk to you, I can talk to anybody virtually out in the internet about something that I care about. And that can get a movement starting. But if that's the only way that we know how to communicate now, then like, what are we truly experiencing? You know, like, I would really love to like speak to a psychologist about the phenomenon of social media and like influencers and celebrities and branding. Like, I don't know, there's a lot I would like to understand. But in this month that I spent off my personal Instagram, I've learned how to take back control over what I post, when I want to post, and what I want my page to look like, to think of the numbers as something else than what it is created to be. It's really like a system that has been created to get people addicted to seeing the numbers rise. And like, if you think about how numbers work, there's no end. There's no end to the rise of the numbers. There's no end of the ladder. Like, you're just gonna keep climbing, making yourself more exhausted, more tired if you continuously focus on the climb of the number, or the amount of DMs you have, or like the amount of your engagement rate. Like, these things are important if this is your job, but there's a way to go about it so that you can use the system to your advantage, to where you have a clear head and space to create and write, and then go to that space and post intentionally. You can post every day if you want. I think you can, but if you sit down and give yourself dedicated time to write authentically from the inside, and kind of reproduce those words or replicate those words in a way that is helpful to other human beings, because that's what this is. This is like a portal to another human being. And so we have to be really careful with what we say also. I'm kind of rambling at this point, but I think you understand the point of this, is that we are still in control of this space. It doesn't control us, even if we're trying to make something of ourselves on the internet. Like, that's awesome, because there's opportunity to do that, and it's possible, so why not do it? Like, that's why I'm doing YouTube, also to share my life and to, I don't know, I have lots to say, so I'm gonna say them. Moving forward, I am definitely going to give myself permission to live off of the Instagram space, like create when I want to, when I have an idea, go for it, because as a creative person, or even when you're exercising your creativity, you have to have this space to be away from creation. You have to gain inspiration from like the world, your life, books, songs, like other means of like artistic consumption other than just like a screen where it's just like thrown in your face all the time. You need space to process and digest it so that you can create something from that is not a copy. So give yourself permission to take space away from the screen, to take space from staying in the know. Like, the news also is something that you don't need to know every single second of the day. Compassion fatigue is a thing. Human beings cannot care about everything in the world all at once, and some people really want to do that. Like me, I want to know what's going on. I want to know how I can help anybody who I can help, and that's great, but I have to also be mindful that I am just a human being as well, and so are you. With that, I will continue to learn and evolve and restructure my relationship with this space, but I think that this month was a great time for me to reflect and process everything that would just like sit in the back of my head, that I wouldn't allow to be processed, because I would just keep scrolling, keep looking, keep creating without sitting down and just being. So I hope to share this experience with you, to maybe inspire you to take space for yourself and to get back into your body, get back into like the real world, the physical world, because it still exists. I know that we're not really allowed to hang out with whoever. We're not really allowed to just like walk into a restaurant or a mall or a store with like talking to another person without feeling like we're infringing on their space. Like that is what is making it more difficult, harder for people to connect in real life. So this space is great to connect, but it's not a replacement for the real thing. At this point, I'm just rambling. So I'm going to finish making the bed. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you want to know more about my self-actualizing experiments. If you want to keep up with my social media relationship, I will definitely continue to share what I learn as I learn it and as I process, because I need to remind myself to process, remind myself to give myself the time and the space to just be, to just let everything soak in here and here. Yeah, I hope you like our Halloween costumes. Halloween's a whole nother thing I could talk about too, so maybe I'll save it for another video. I don't know. Okay, bye.